Hi, this is Brandon with Precision Defensive Solutions, and today we've got a new product from Mantis to talk about. So, let's give it some ideas of maybe what this might be. Well, you know what Mantis is famous for? They're famous for their dry fire products. We've got the X10, Blackbird X, Laser Academy. Well, now they have the Titan X. This is a cool, really cool product. Kind of comes off the idea of like the Blackbird with a resetting trigger. And this is more of the pistol version. So let's take a look at it. So, nice cardboard box. Don't really care about the box. Just like in everything else that Mantis does, it comes in a nice zippered case, so you can protect your investment. Because none of the stuff that we buy dry fire wise is cheap, and we want to make sure that we take care of that stuff. So here it is. So this is the Titan X. Pistol version of the Blackbird, which is kind of nice. Comes with 2 magazines, so it does come with a spare mag, one in the gun, and there's a lot of cool features with this thing. So let's talk about it. So right out of the gate, the features of the gun really stand out to me. One of the things that really stands out to me is the fact that it is optics ready. Okay, I've been using SIRT pistols in my class for a while, and I like the SIRT pistols, but the limitation of not being optics ready for a dot shooter is kind of frustrating. Okay, so that fixes this problem. It allows for a optic to be mounted in your dry fire, so because of the cut, it is an RMSC, I believe the RMSC cut, so you can train with the optic that you're carrying with. And I think that that's a major factor when we're doing our dry fire, is that we practice with what we're carrying. We practice with what we're competing with. We practice with what we use for the consistency. And we're going to get into that because that's also one of the flaws or the major flaw I see with this, which hopefully gets fixed later. So it does come optics ready. It does have a left side mag release, just like most firearms do. This one is designed like a Glock 19. Now, I will tell you, I have owned Glock 19s in the past. I am not a big fan of the Glock platform. I shoot them okay, but it really is not comfortable for me at all. And in all honesty, most students that ask me for different guns, they tell me that they're not interested in the Glock, and a lot of that has to do with the grip angle. So that's where the flaw of this is. It has been kind of interesting looking at preparing this review, because me not being a Glock guy, again, shooting them okay has nothing to do with the quality of the gun. I don't like the feel of them. So I've leaned on some friends that are Glock guys. They do like them. They use them in competition. They use them for their carry. They use them on duty. And I had them try these, and they really liked it. So that's a major plus, right? So the design of the frame is the design of the frame. That's a me thing, not a Mantis thing. Okay. Now we know that the mag comes out. We know it's optics ready. Does have iron sights in it that you can adjust the laser to. We did have to zero the the laser out of the box. Not a big deal. It comes with the little tool. The adjustments are right here. So once we do that, we're hitting point of aim, point of impact, very consistent. The charging port is right next to it. And that's a great feature. Easy to use, easy to charge, easy to adjust. But let's talk about the nitty-gritty. What about the trigger? Well, again, consistency matters in my mind. It is very important to me. And this trigger feels very much like a Glock trigger. And I think that that is super, super important. So first time I've tried this is actually look at the reset, and it's about where a Glock resets. So I mean, how much closer can you get? How much better can you get if you get the feel of what you're used to and the trigger that you're used to in practice? That's the purpose of dry fire, is to get better. So what about the elephant in the room? What about, how are we, is this just a laser pistol that we're using, or is this have more? It has a lot more. It does come with the X10 system built in to the pistol. So it has all the features of the Mantis X10, which I think is wonderful. Now, in practice, there are a few of the drills I did, some of my favorites. I didn't have Glock holsters to work from, so we didn't do the holster draw. But three of my favorites are the benchmark,
95, 96, 94, 96, 93, 97, 90. 85, 92, 93.
Let's review that benchmark. So if we look at shot number 1, you can see in the movement how small the lead up, which is the blue, and the trigger press is. When we move to shot number 2, it does pretty much the same thing. And we're well into the 90% on this. When we go to shot number 6, you notice it drops down a little bit when the shot breaks. And on shot number 8, it breaks to the right.
the 20-second benchmark,
Shooter ready. 95, 76, 89, 95, 95, 95, 80, 85, 86, 85.
You'll notice with the 20-second benchmark that the scores went down slightly, but the speed went up significantly. That's to be expected when you're running faster. However, that doesn't mean that the accuracy is necessarily bad. It just means there's slightly more movement in the gun.
and the compressed surprise break.
Shooter ready. 88, shooter ready. 92, shooter ready. 97, shooter ready. 97, shooter ready. 95, shooter ready. 95, shooter ready. 97, shooter ready. 96. Shooter ready. 94. Shooter ready. 95.
So when we review the compressed surprise break session, you notice on shot number 1, we pulled down to the left a little bit. So that's definitely a grip issue. This one's moving around, waiting for it to go. Same thing, a little low and left. Pretty center, but a little bit to the right on this last one. When the shot breaks on this one, we're dead center. Maybe just fraction of an inch low. The times on the compressed surprise break, part of the speed is because I had the trigger depressed right up to the wall, and then when the signal went to go is when I pressed the trigger.
I did all 3 of those and did a screen recording of them so you can actually see where that's at. And I will tell you, because of my feeling about the feel of the frame and the gun, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. They just don't, this thing just does not fit my hand well. So, but you can actually see where you're doing different things, where you can improve by using the features of the X10 holster draw on all the drills, the daily drills they do, the self-defense courses, the challenge courses, chase those patches with this thing. What a great thing. Now, one of the features that really sticks out to me, and I think it's ideal, is the fact that when you press the trigger, and I'm going to aim the gun at the camera, when I press the trigger and I let go, even if I pin the trigger, the laser goes off. Where with the SIRT pistols, you pin the trigger, the laser stays on. That makes it so much more realistic. The nice thing about that too is with Laser Academy, it's a single shot and it's not going to register both. So that's a big factor in using this with the Mantis Laser Academy as well. Now, when we look at the jump and what this will do over using your actual gun with the Mantis X10. If you look at the transition drills that are available with Blackbeard, this will allow you to do that too. So you can look at your movement, you can look at your times, you can look at your angles, and you can look and see how you're doing with this. To me, this is a jump, a major jump in dry fire practice. My only quirk is they need to get some different frames out. There's people that are using, the Smith & Wesson M&P. There's a lot of people that are using the VP9. We need to get more options for people that are doing that. But the features of it, perfect. Honestly, I can't think of something that would be any better than what this is right out of the gate with all the features it has and all it does. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is when we look at that, when we practice reloads, so many times we're like, how do we do that, and do it effectively? With the magazines, you can and get in and practice it. Look at your times, look at your accuracy, and do everything you would like you do live fire with the Titan X to improve your reloads, to improve your times, to improve your accuracy, all in dry fire practice. So I hope this helps you out a little bit. I hope this is something that you go and take a look at. I do think it's highly valuable. Man, this is a jump in the right direction, guys. Great job, Mantis. Hope that helps. We'll talk to you soon.